I saw Mary, my friend, in downtown Astoria, Oregon, by the Columbian Theater, and just spontaneously I wanted to invite her to this Devil Wears Prada 2 movie with Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway, and Stanley Tucci. I saw her standing or sitting, and wanted to invite her, and I've always wanted to go to a movie with her or hang out with her and get to know Mary. And it was a great movie. The Devil Wears Prada 2. Meryl Streep did a fabulous job playing a snooty but serious fashion guru, CEO type person. And Anne Hathaway did a great job acting in the movie. She was making a lot of mistakes at first, but then she finally, in the end of the movie, landed her dream job in the fashion world. And Stanley Tucci did a great job acting. His glasses and his bald head looked fabulous. And Lady Gaga played a short part in the movie, and she was dancing and singing. And it was great to have Lady Gaga do her fashion spiel in the movie. I thought it was high fashion in Milan, Italy. The Last Supper in the background, and the fashions in Milan, and at first the fashions in the American New York City where they were, the fashions didn't look very good, but when they got to Milan, that changed everything. The fashions were high fashions, and the makeup and the hair and the fashions were fabulous.
Oh, thank you. That was excellent. That was way more. So how do you know so much about Hollywood and who all these actors are? Do you watch a lot of films?
I'm a sort of a fashion aficionado. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of films with my dad in the movie theater and cinemas at the Apollo Theater in Princeton, Illinois. And I've seen Titanic, and I've seen thousands of films. My dad's probably seen hundreds or millions of films. I think my dad's seen millions of films. So that's where I get it from, is my dad. Is
Cool.
what I like to do. What I like to do in my free time is try to get casting calls for Hollywood, and sometimes I land jobs, but I don't know how to respond to the casting calls.
Wait, have you thought about getting your own channel? Maybe like something like this, like a YouTube channel where you could just live stream all
I had to move over so I could see the video because I'm sort of was blocked by the icons.
Hello, ma'am or sir. Hello, somebody is watching.
Grazie.
Arush. Hi, Arush. We're talking about The Devil Wears Prada too. So what did you think of my review for the guy outside the nightclub over there, where I was kind of breaking it down off camera?
Oh, Mary Ng, my friend, who's on camera right now with the glasses and the fabulous hair, and she looks pretty,
and we have matching
pretty
codes
tonight.
Today. We have matching.
She told the guy outside the movie theater that she liked the movie, and she gave an overview of what she thought about the movie, and it was a tremendous accolade about all the actresses and actors. And she gave a good overview to the man that was outside the movie theater. She gave a good judgments and opinions about how he should see the movie himself.
What I think the bigger point that I got was that there was so much controversy with the original Devil Wears Prada because it's about the underling who stands up to the allegedly tyrannical boss, that I feel like the Devil Wears Prada 2 kind of softened a lot of those edges, and that Meryl Streep's character wasn't really so mean. She had a few mean moments, but it had less of an acrimonious attitude and more about, it felt like it was like seeing the human side of all the characters and why they were clashing and where their values were changing. So in a way, I feel like Devil Wears Prada 2 was almost like an apology for the Devil Wears Prada, and why they would want to even continue that conversation, I think, is kind of interesting. Have you seen the first one?
I may have seen a part of Devil Wears Prada, the first one. I may have seen like 10 to 15 minutes of it, but I'm not recalling it very well. It may have been a long time ago that I saw it. I'm not remembering if I saw the whole thing or not. I don't recall. It must have been so long ago in my memory.
I read the book, and I think maybe we had it on DVD or something. But there was also this September issue which came out, which actually was more like a put out by the mainstream fashion establishment to humanize Anna Wintour's character, because she was known for being very demanding and exacting in particular. That was sort of the point of The Devil Wears Prada, and there was some of that in this film, but I think this was more. There was a lot about technology and how the Vogue magazine or the runway in this film was transforming due to technology needs and working with advertisers.
Meryl Streep plays a somewhat rude, but she has to be because it's her job, to the other employees to get them in line so they can be strictly governed in the fashion world, so everything can go smoothly the way that she wanted it. And I think that Meryl Streep, even though she's strict and seems sort of abrasive, she has to be because that's her job, and she's the owner of the company, and she had to be that way.
The
And
high
I
standards,
think
yeah.
that I saw Devil Wears Prada, the first one on DVD. I may have seen it. I think I own that DVD. I don't remember. I may have seen it all the way
It makes
through.
me actually want to go back and watch it in light of
Yeah, because I want to see it
Yeah.
again and see if I ever remember
See how
what
they
it
match
was.
up, and also there's probably a lot of references between the two. And then just what about just sheer beauty and fashion? Beauty and fashion, beautiful dresses. There was a lot of that, obviously.
Yeah, I was offered a job one time by fashion guru and CEO, multimillionaire Isaac Mizrahi, offered me my own fashion line. So that's the only fashion designer that's really reached out to me by letter, and he invited me to see his fashions in Canoga Park, California. So that's not exactly like Runway or Vogue or anything like that.
It's pretty pivotal. I think he was very influential.
But Isaac Mizrahi did offer me my own fashion line, and that's
Mm.
why I love this movie, because I like fashions.
You know, one thing when I kind of got a little bit bored after the first hour, I'll admit, and then I was like, is there ever going to be any like dramatic thing that happens, like a plot, for instance? We were a little low on the plot there, but
Low on the plot.
low on plot. But then there was some dramatic music, and the scene on the boat. Maybe they were in the Mediterranean. I was like, okay, is this the drama? Is this the point where there's
Things
a plot?
changed when they got to Milan with the high fashions
Yeah.
and the performances and the
Oh, and
glitz and glamour of Milan.
Lady Gaga stands up to Meryl Streep and basically implies that she's been coerced into having a performance in order to keep her on the cover of the magazine. And it was the Lady Gaga standing up to Meryl Streep moment that was really amazing. And
I admire Lady Gaga. She wrote me a long letter one time, and Lady Gaga, thank you for writing me that letter. If you ever hear
thank
this,
you for being in
if
Devil
you
Wears
ever
Prada
if you
too.
ever hear this video, or you hear of us, Mary, Ying, and Samuel, and we're in Astoria, Oregon. Thank you, Lady Gaga, for the long letter you wrote me. You sent me pictures in a long
Aw.
letter. Thank you for being in the Devil Wears Prada too, and thank you for our little overview of this movie. Hope that this reaches a good audience.
Yeah, and everybody get down there to the Columbia Inn. If you're, it's only $5, and they accept credit cards. If anybody's
The
going-
Columbia Theater in downtown
Columbia Theater.
Astoria,
Yeah, that's it.
Oregon.
Thank you. And like to go down there, how long is it going to play? Like a week or two? How long did they do it?
I think this movie will be playing for a few weeks in
Right.
downtown Astoria, Oregon, by Columbia. I think it's by West Marine Drive and 11th Avenue.
I could go again. I almost liked it almost enough to. I was thinking I would have to go to every time. Like it was good. There was a lot good about it. I liked it that Meryl. Is that enough?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you. That's enough content.
Okay. Bye.
Sorry for a second.
That's fine. That was great. I was just